Yeah, hi there, this is tuxacher.com again. Welcome on my video channel. Sometimes in the past, people bothered around because Lightroom needs to import photos at first before you can process them. But in spite of products, let's say for Lumina AI or on One Photo Raw, there is, I call it a little bit of a workaround to import an image very fast and then maybe process it and then kill it from the catalog. You can significantly decrease the import times by reducing the size of the previews, and that we want to take a look on here on the desktop PC. Okay, we got here Lightroom started, and first of all we go into the catalog settings, and here you got the settings for the preview cage. I think since version 6, I guess, you got here the auto setting, which corresponds to the resolution of your monitor. And here you can see the total size of the preview cage, and with that one we can now import a large number of images. Go here on import, and I prepared an import of a time-lapse sequence to show to you. And here we got the images taken with the Lumix G81, and we deleted all import settings from the base settings, with the exception of that we don't import images that are already in the catalog. And now we can import those images with the regular settings for the previews. Take on import, and as you can see here are the first imported images, and as soon as here you got here the switch on notification, then the import is practically finished. All images are copied and the EXIF metadata are written to the database, but now we are fetching the previews. Okay, we're starting all over. New start. Here I started Lightroom, and here in the catalog settings you got the settings for the preview page. And I think since Lightroom version 6 there is a auto setting which corresponds to the size of your monitor. You can even choose smaller sizes and one larger size in this cage. And here you can see the total size of the preview cage. Okay, we go to the import dialog. Go here to the folder where I prepared those images. And here with this settings, I deleted all settings applied during the import, with the exception of that I don't want to import images that are already in the catalog. We start importing, and after a couple of seconds you will see the first images, like this one here. And to display those images, Lightroom uses at this stage the thumbnails which are in the raw files. And I think since Lightroom version 6 you can also, during the import process, go into the images, and then Lightroom will right away generate a preview. Okay, Lightroom has finished the import, and here you can see on the let's say darker images that are viewing the previews generated by Lightroom. Double click on image, that, and click here to see the one-to-one preview here in Lightroom. Okay, now we do the import process again. We go to the folder I prepared with the raw files, and that's the fantastic thing about the import dialog. Even though I choose the automatic preview size for Lightroom depending on the size of my monitor, now I can here for this import changed the size here in the corner in file handling and use only embedded and sidecar files. That means in case of raw files, the Lightroom will not generate any previews and just present the embedded thumbnail file that is usually a smaller JPEG file in the raw files to you to show you the image. Click here OK, and you might as well notice that that will do the import a lot faster. Wait for the switch on notification. Here you got it. That's the finish of the import, and even now generating the initial previews is done quite fast in this case. And now we go into the image, and now you can see here embedded preview only, that is marked. But when you click on that, Lightroom will automatically generate a preview of that image so you can zoom in as you're used to. If you do that with the embedded preview, at least in case of the Lumix camera, is quite small. That might be a little bit better in other camera brands, which include full-size thumbnails in the images. If you need the previews at a regular size, you can go here to the library, go here to the preview submenu, and now you can build a standard preview or even one-to-one previews if you want for all marked images. And you could also have here the choice to discard the previews. I never used this menu item, but I could imagine if you import a really large amount of images, that could be quite useful to delete some of the previews if you need space, if you're working especially with a solid state disk. As you could see, that is a pretty short time you need if you import, like here, and this is an example, a whole bunch of images, like 200 or so, and you need only 52 seconds to import those images, and compared to that you need over 3 minutes to import the same images because of rendering larger sized previews. On both methods you can start viewing your images while Lightroom is still importing. That was changed, I guess, after Lightroom 6 version. I don't know the exact time, but still, if you have a large time lapse or a wedding photography where you have hundreds of images, it might be useful to first of all import the images and just select reduced or embedded thumbnail images, so you get faster to the view of the images, and maybe you can sort out some images right away. So even if Luminar AI, and I guess I think One Photo Raw does the same, offers you a menu item for processing one image only without importing it to the catalog. I know for sure that Luminar AI does at least that. It is temporarily imported into the catalog so you can process the image, and sometimes those images which you processed only as a single image without importing them formally into the catalog are left over in the catalog, so you can see that Luminar AI at least does just that. But to me it's not a problem. If you have only one image, just import it to the catalog, maybe select to use just the embedded image and not to copy the images to a new location, but just add the image at the location you're importing from and not copying to another location. Okay, that was my thought on importing images and how you can significantly decrease the time for importing by reducing the size of the previews. And if you have any questions to that, you just might as well place them in the comments of this video or in the comments of the corresponding blog post. And if this video was a little bit helpful to you, you might think about placing a like on it. And I surely would appreciate if you subscribe my channel, but then don't forget to hit the bell so you get a notification every time I upload a new video. Okay, that was my little review, and all I have to say, till the next time, ciao, tux Oche.